Hi, I'm David,
And I'm JS.
and we're going to review the Mad Max Fury Road trailer that dropped at Comic-Con. Now, this movie kind of just started development in 2011 for about a year, and then in 2012 they shot the movie, and now here we are in summer 2014. And it's been a long time this movie's been worked on, so
Yeah.
we're finally seeing some footage. I believe this is the first footage ever we've seen. We saw a few photos before, but now we're finally seeing a trailer.
Right. I mean, and the first Mad Max film since 1985, so a lot of people have been waiting for this. And as you'll see, it was well worth the wait.
So we start the trailer off with some pretty awesome sound effects of sort of like revving. I just think that's so cool.
And then you get a lot of radio sounds. You hear that wind through the desert, and you just know this is the perfect setting for a post-apocalyptic film.
Yeah, so the Mad Max films usually starred Mel Gibson, and now we have Tom Hardy. And I'm pretty sure that's, they say in the narration, my name is Max.
Right.
Now also, that's a two-headed lizard. So
That is.
I think
yes,
nature's gone wild, I guess, in this world.
safe to say.
Now, I don't see his hands, and I'm worried what he's doing with them.
Playing with a
'cause
zipper, probably.
I don't know. Is he like holding a gun? Is he touching himself? Is he just like reading the newspaper? I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
And that lizard is probably one of the few moments of CGI that you'll notice in this trailer, which I think is a great thing.
Now, so he says his name is Max. So this is probably not a continuation with Mel Gibson. This is
Kind of a
clearly
reboot.
Yeah, we're definitely in a reboot because someone else is now Mad Max.
This is one of my favorite moments of the trailer because you have like this little moment of silence that hangs there right until, these gang of pursuers
Yeah,
fly
and
over
these
the
flare
camera.
guns are just brilliant. Like, look how beautiful that is. It's
Yeah,
so
it's stunning. So yeah, this is gonna be basically one long car chase. At least that's what this trailer
Yeah.
seems to sell it as.
Now, what's great is like with car chases in the desert, you get the sand coming up, and like doesn't that just look awesome?
Yeah, it does.
Like when you have a normal sort of New York street, it doesn't look as cool, but when you have sand blowing up, it's like 10 times more cool.
Right. I mean, it's called Fury Road, but there kind of is no road. They're just going wherever the desert's gonna take them, trying to get to the other side. And yeah, I mean, it pits up that just.
Now we know that this is Charlize Theron, and her character's name is Furiosa, so that's obviously somehow relevant to the title. Looks like she has a prosthetic hand, and she has a shaved head. So that's pretty cool. We haven't seen Charlize Theron like that before.
And fun fact, actually, she had to wear a wig on A Million Ways to Die in the West because she shaved her head for this movie.
Now, I tried reading what they're saying, and it's universal donor, negative, high octane. Is like its driver's license? Like, what is this?
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
multiple scars, something fast. Okay, gentles, Rick? I can't read this, so I don't know what he's saying.
That's a great idea because you see how fast they're driving. You would probably lose your license or your wallet at some point. So why not just put it right on your back?
And that's Tom Hardy,
Yeah.
Mad Max. Now, George Miller directed all the other Mad Max movies, didn't he?
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy that the director from the 70s and 80s is now continuing this masterpiece.
Though I have a
I love that
question.
type, too. And
This
yeah, all the
reminds me
shots
of like something from Prometheus. Remember?
I thought it was Godzilla almost. It's almost like
Yeah.
the same designers of the clouds. It looks so cool. I almost expect to see Godzilla coming out of
Yeah.
it.
Okay, these guys on their poles. I mean, it reminds me of like some elaborate, depraved version of Cirque du Soleil or something. This is just really stunning stuff.
And this music is just so great. This is my favorite shot in the trailer here. This, like, I assume Mad Max is being punished or he's a prisoner or something because it's sort
Yeah.
of this, like, what's the word? Like crucifixion kind of thing, and he's in the front.
Right. So, creator of the Mad Max trilogy, why do you think they didn't say from the director of Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2?
I think they're trying to get the Mad Max people who
That
like it
makes
to
sense.
like
Yeah.
understand that this is a continuation. Although it's not a continuation if they have someone else named Max.
Yeah, but they're definitely using that IP to full effect.
And now we have a bunch of fast shots of like just the coolest production design I've ever seen.
And this guy here, apparently he played Toe Cutters in one of the first Mad Max films, so
I love that like when the trailer just stops and it goes completely silent
yeah.
and it comes back. Now, I thought this was Khaleesi at first from Game of Thrones, and then I realized that wouldn't make any sense at all. But I almost wonder, is she supposed to look like Khaleesi? Like, are we now doing Game of Thrones and everything? Like, everything has to have this sort of...
I don't know.
It's like Game of Thrones.
But I'm just wondering who these women are, what their story is, how they wound up in the middle of the desert. They clearly don't have a car.
And the
so-
font is so cool.
That is such a cool shot.
Yeah, it's just like cool shot after cool shot. Almost like...
And that does I guess, caused some worry for me. I'm just like, are we seeing everything that's going to be cool about this movie?
I
in this
don't
3-minute
think we are
sizzle
because
reel?
the story. We still don't really know the story, do we?
No.
I mean, if this was the poster though, I would just throw $20 and be like, I'm seeing this movie.
Right, but if it's going to be like The Raid or The Raid 2, where, you know, it's an 80% action movie, that would be okay. But I wonder how much is actually going to be this vehicular combat in the final product.
I mean, the sound design is my favorite part in this too. It's
Those
just so
guys
well
just
done.
yeah.
It's just like hauntingly beautiful. Like all
I
this
know.
like sand and like everyone's so sort of like just worn down.
And that is like a flurry of images. I mean, there's so much to pick apart in every single frame of this film. They use this world so well, and like every single vehicle and person using it seems to know what their position is on that crew.
So explosion,
Yeah.
cars. I mean, like
I wonder what Michael Bay thought of this trailer. Do you think he got a lot of ideas for his next
Maybe.
movie from it?
and they always do the like, explosion as an end. So ultimately, this trailer is pretty awesome.
It's
Um,
one of the best trailers I've seen this year.
Yeah, for a movie that was taking so long to make, I had such low expectations, but then I saw this trailer and
Mm-hmm.
it's so beautifully done. JS, what other Road Warrior type movies do you like? There's Waterworld, which
Yeah.
is similar, but keep in mind Waterworld came out after the Mad Max franchise.
Right, well, one of my favorite films this year so far is The Rover, which is a very different type of post-apocalyptic, you know, Australian outback type of film. But I see a lot of similarities with that. That has a completely different kind of car chase in it. So I highly recommend that if you haven't seen it yet. So
Cool, yeah. So as someone, these Mad Max movies are great, and this one's going to be awesome too. I can't wait for the next trailer. Till next time, I'm David.
and I'm JS. Thanks for watching.